If you go and you protest something like that, you're just a psycho at this point. Welcome back to the show. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to the first topic. Trump is giving the homeless in DC two options. Either move into a shelter and get treatment or face fines and jail time. Roll the clip.
The Metropolitan Police Department, with the support of the new federal agencies who have been surging on the streets of the District of Columbia, are going to enforce the laws that are already on the books here in Washington, D.C. For far too long, these laws have been completely ignored, and the homelessness problem has ravaged the city. So D.C. Code 22-1307 and D.C. Municipal Regulation 24-100 give the Metropolitan Police Department the authority to take action when it comes to homeless encampments. So homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services, and if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time. Again, these are pre-existing laws that are already on the books. They have not been enforced, which is part of the reason for this federalizing of the National Guard to bring in this assistance for law enforcement. While we are targeting criminals and trying to remove criminals off of the streets, we also want to make DC safe and beautiful, and that involves removing mentally disturbed individuals in homeless encampments as well. So we will be using these regulations and code that already exists to clean up our streets.
Yeah, this needs to happen everywhere. The homeless situation in America is absolutely atrocious right now. And Trump knows that what he's doing in DC is actually a case study that, of course, is going to work out well, because how is stopping crime and cleaning up the homeless situation not going to work out well, right? So Trump knows it's a case study for the rest of the nation, and that when it goes great, everybody's just going to follow suit and want that to happen in their city as well. So, like, Trump knows what he's doing. Obviously, he wants the nation's capital, DC, to be nice and cleaned up and safe for everybody to go to, because he knows that's a great representation of America, and like, your capital needs to be nice. But he also knows it's a case study to make everybody open their eyes and be like, wow, God, have you seen how great DC is these days? Trump completely cleaned it up. There's zero crime and there's zero homelessness. It's super safe. Everybody just loves DC now. And that's what's going to happen to the rest of the nation and all these blue cities that don't want to do anything. At least I hope that's what happens, right? That's what we're hoping for. And that's what Trump knows he needs to get done, is to let everybody see the light of like, yeah, man, that just needs to happen where I live, because look at what it did to DC. DC's great. But yeah, we will see. And these libtards are just so stupid, which brings us to our next topic. There's people in DC actually out protesting and heckling the police who are making the city safer. Go ahead, roll the clip.
Here's a real cop. He has a badge. He has sticky eye. He has his name on his chest. That's a real cop.
Fuck no!
Go home.
Harassing citizens, he's not a real cop.
God, these libtards are just so stupid. All they're doing is going out there and protesting their own safety and basically just supporting criminals. What else are they doing at this point, right? If you're going out there and protesting police doing their job, cleaning up the city and making the city better for everybody, right? Like, what is there to protest? There's absolutely nothing to protest. And if you go and you protest something like that, you're just a psycho at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like, you can't see the difference between, yeah, we do want a nice city and we want like to cut down crime and we want people to be able to walk the streets at night, rather than, oh my God, Trump, I hate Trump. Basically, their blind hate for Trump is getting them to go out and support criminals and protest the stopping of crime. We never thought we'd get to this point where people are actually this stupid, but here we are, folks. 2025, people are out there protesting crime being stopped and supporting criminals. It's insane, I know it, but that's just the reality of the situation. And are these people too dumb to see the light? I think so, because I just don't see any hope for these people at this point. Maybe when Trump's gone in 3.5 years or whatever, you know, maybe they can just kind of like regain some form of sanity, but I don't think so. I think their brains are going to be too lost by then. Another 3.5 years, they're gone by then. They're basically already gone at this point, and it's sad that, you know, America as a nation has to deal with these types of people who are just gone and just basically insane. They're insane. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. So a man is now facing felony assault charges for throwing a sub sandwich at a federal agent. Go ahead, roll the clip.
Oh! 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 It's fucking done! It's fucking done!
Honestly, who throws a sub? God, what is this guy? This guy has completely lost his mind. He's just completely bought into the left-wing media narrative of just, oh my God, Trump's Hitler and just right-wingers are Hitler. Everybody's Hitler, basically, if you're not completely just a total libtard. That's, the media failed this man, right? The left-wing, liberal, mainstream media completely failed this man and got him to a point where he's just lost his mind so much that he threw a sub sandwich at a federal agent, right? The guy went out, bought his dinner, and then he couldn't even make the walk home without losing his mind and facing federal assault charges for throwing a sub at a federal agent. You have to chalk it up to the mainstream media failed this man, and that's what it is, right? Like, what else could it be? What else would make this man go so insane that just seeing extra police on the street would cause him to throw his sandwich at a federal agent? It's just the fact that he's been lied to by the mainstream media for a good decade at least now, and he cannot see reality from basically what the media is telling him, right? He can't distinguish what the media is telling him in the fake news with reality, right? It's a sad thing to see, but I mean, when people are weak-minded individuals, this is what you get. It's a mixture of the media failing this guy and just a completely weak-minded individual, right? That's what it is, folks. And if you can't see it, then you're probably one of these people, right? You might end up throwing your sandwich at a federal agent as well and facing felony assault charges, like this idiot. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. The Chicago mayor, Brandon Johnson, is claiming Trump is afraid of the intellectual prowess of black men. Roll the clip.
Okay, fine. Since you are begging, I do believe that Donald Trump is intimidated. I think you're
Okay,
begging.
no interruptions.
So let me just answer that. I do appreciate you begging. So I would just say it like this, that the president has always been intimidated by the intellectual prowess of black men. And so, of course, he would speak in those petite and puerile terms.
God, how did this guy ever get elected? All he ever does is make everything about race and just openly brags about how he pretty much only hires black people in his office, and, you know, like how, you know, the black community is just the greatest thing ever. And it's pretty sickening how the guy is a total racist and he's the mayor of Chicago, right? But yeah, to ever insinuate that Trump is afraid of the intellectual prowess of black men, come on, bro. Come on, that's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in politics. This guy is probably the biggest idiot in politics, you know? I mean, Jasmine Crockett, she's always up there in the front runners of biggest moron in politics, but I think this guy takes the cake, especially after a statement like this. It's complete absurdity, complete lunacy, and like, there's really no other way to explain it, you know? And it's just a shame that, like, people in Chicago, although they voted for this man, I don't know, like, why they would do that. Obviously, it's the whole, we want, change and we need representation and blah, blah, blah. DEI, DEI, DEI. That's what happens, right? They almost put this person in place to where he can't lose the election. Because no sane person would ever vote for somebody like this, right? Which just makes it all about race, full TDS, just says nothing but stupid crap, and it's just a total moron. That's it. That guy's just a total moron. But that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.